Welcome all to the course on the Principal Upanishads. Lesson 1 will discuss Isa Upanishads. Isa Upanishad, also known as Isa Upanishad, derives its name from the opening word of the text Isa or Isa. It belongs to the Vajasani school of Yajurveda. The Vajasaniya Samhita consists of 40 chapters, of which this Upanishad is the last. Its main purpose is to teach the essential unity of God and the world, being and becoming. It is interested not so much in the absolute in itself as in the absolute in relation to the world or Parameswara. It teaches that life in the world and the life in the divine spirit are not incompatible. ईशावास्य उपनिषद ଯଜୁର୍ବେଦର 40 ଅଧ୍ୟାୟ ବା ଅନ୍ତିମ ଅଧ୍ୟାୟ ଅଟେ। ଏହି ଉପନିଷଦର ପ୍ରଥମ ମନ୍ତ୍ରରେ ଈଶାବାସ୍ୟମ୍ ପଦ ଥିବାରୁ ଏହାକୁ ଈଶାବାସ୍ୟ ଉପନିଷଦ କୁହାଯାଇଛି। ଏହି ଉପନିଷଦକୁ ବ୍ରହ୍ମବିଦ୍ୟାର ଶ୍ରେଷ୍ଠ କୁହାଯାଇପାରେ। ଏଥିରେ କୁହାଯାଇଛି ଯେ ସାରା ଜଗତ ପରମାତ୍ମାଙ୍କ ଦ୍ୱାରା ପରିପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ଅଟେ। ସାଂସାରିକ ପଦାର୍ଥକୁ ତ୍ୟାଗପୂର୍ବକ ଅନାସକ୍ତ ଭାବରେ ଭୋଗ କରିବାର ଶିକ୍ଷା ଏହି ଉପନିଷଦରୁ ମିଳେ। ଏହି ସଂସାରରେ ସୁଖ ଓ ପ୍ରସନ୍ନତାଦାୟକ ପଦାର୍ଥ ଯଥେଷ୍ଟ ପରିମାଣରେ ଅଛି। ତାହାର ସାତ୍ତ୍ୱିକ ଉପଭୋଗ କରିବା ଓ ଅଧିକାରିତ୍ୱ ନ କରିବା କଥା ଏହି ଉପନିଷଦରେ ଶିକ୍ଷା ଦିଆଯାଇଛି। ଇନଭୋକେସନ ଶାନ୍ତି ମନ୍ତ୍ର ଓಂ ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣମଦଃ ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣମିଦଂ ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣାତ୍ ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣଂ ମୁଦଚ୍ୟତେ ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣସ୍ୟ ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣମାଦାୟ ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣମେବାବଶିଷ୍ୟତେ ଓಂ ଶାନ୍ତି ଶାନ୍ତି ଶାନ୍ତି। ସେହି ପରମ ବ୍ରହ୍ମ ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ଅଟନ୍ତି। ତାଙ୍କଠାରୁ ଉତ୍ପନ୍ନ ସମସ୍ତ କାର୍ଯ୍ୟ ବ୍ରହ୍ମ ମଧ୍ୟ ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ଅଟନ୍ତି। ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣରୁ ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣର ଉତ୍ପତ୍ତି ହୁଏ ଏବଂ ପ୍ରଳୟକାରେ ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣକୁ ନିଜ ମଧ୍ୟରେ ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣର ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣତ୍ୱ ହରଣ କରି ସେ ନିଜ ମଧ୍ୟରେ ଲୀନ କରାଇ ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ହୋଇ ରହିଥାନ୍ତି। ଆମ୍ଭମାନଙ୍କର ଆଧ୍ୟାତ୍ମିକ, ଆଧିଦୈବିକ ଏବଂ ଆଧିଭୌତିକ ତ୍ରିତାପର ଶାନ୍ତି ହେଉ। That is full, this is full. The full comes out of the full. Taking the full from the full itself remains. Om, peace, peace, peace. Brahma is both transcendent and immanent. The birth and creation of the universe does not in any manner affect the integrity of the Brahma. It is full. Here in this invocation or Santi mantra, 3 types of pains are discussed. The first is Adhibhautika, Adhidaivika and Adhyatmika. Adhibhautika means natural and extra organic causes. कौन सी प्राणी ଠାରୁ ଆସିପାରେ। ଆଧିଦୈବିକ means supernatural and extraordinary causes, ଯାହା ଝଡ଼ ବର୍ଷା ବାତ୍ୟା ଇତ୍ୟାଦି ରୁ ଆସିପାରେ। ଆଧ୍ୟାତ୍ମିକ obstacle means natural and intra-organic causes, ମନର ଦୁଃଖ, ରୋଗାଦି କ୍ଲେଶ ଇତ୍ୟାଦି। These are 3 kinds of pains, mental and physical sufferings. They are annihilation followed by realization of the supreme happiness. That is what we are invoking in this invocation or the Santi mantra. Mantra 1, God and the world. Om ईशावास्यमीदं सर्वं यत्किंचि जगत्याग जगत तेन त्यक्तेन भुंजिता मा गृधः कस्य सिद्धनम। समस्त गतिशील जगत जहाँ ग्रह नक्षत्र मानक नहीं सृष्ट से समस्त भगवान बा ब्रह्म द्वारा आवृत हो रही। तुम्हें त्याग द्वारा उपभोग कर, कहारी धन लोभ कर नहीं। नो दैट ऑल दिस वॉट एवर मूव्स इन दिस मूविंग वर्ल्ड इज एनवेलप्ड बाय गॉड। देयरफॉर फाइंड योर एंजॉयमेंट in renunciation. Do not covet what belongs to others. Explanation of Mantra 1. All things which move and change derive their significance from their relation to the one eternal truth. The world does not stand apart from the God, but is pervaded by Him. The universe is a becoming, not a thing. It is a series of changeful happenings. Enjoy all things by renouncing the idea of a personal proprietary relationship to them. Enjoy what is allotted to you by God. Do not ask for more than what is given. By contemplating the fact that the giver of all is the Supreme Lord, we cultivate the quality of detachment or vairagya. When the individual is subject to ignorance, he is not conscious of the unity and identity behind the multiplicity, so cannot enter into harmony and oneness with the universe and thus fails to enjoy the world. Mantra 2. Work and wisdom. कुर्बन्नैवेह कर्माणि जिजीविषे शतं समाः एवं त्वयि नान्यथे त्वस्ते न कर्म लिप्यते नरे। ଏହିଭଳି ଭାବରେ କାର୍ଯ୍ୟ କରି ଜଣେ ମନୁଷ୍ୟ ଏ ସଂସାରରେ 100 ବର୍ଷ ବଞ୍ଚିବା ପାଇଁ ଇଚ୍ଛା କରିବା ଉଚିତ। ଏହା ହିଁ ଉତ୍କୃଷ୍ଟ ପନ୍ଥା। ଏପରି କର୍ମ କରିବା ମନୁଷ୍ୟକୁ କର୍ମବନ୍ଧନରେ ପକାଇ ପାରେ ନାହିଁ। Always performing works here, one should wish to live 100 years. If you live thus as a man, there is no way other than this by which karma or did does not adhere to you. Explanation. The first verse tells us that we win our way into inward freedom by renunciation, by the withdrawal from the fortunes and misfortunes that shape the outward side of our existence. We are called upon to withdraw from the world's work, not in body, but in mind, in intention, in spirit, when we act by merging the individual and cosmic purpose and dedicating all actions to God, our actions do not bind. The purpose of the second verse is that salvation is attained by the purification of the heart resulting from the performance of the works done with the notion that these are all for the sake of the Lord and dedicated to Him. We must do works and not refrain from them. Embodied man cannot refrain from action. He cannot escape the life imposed on him by his embodiment. This is important. Embodied man cannot refrain from action. He cannot escape the life imposed on him by his embodiment. The way of true freedom is not abstention from action, but conversion of spirit. Wisdom is a beautiful but barren without works. Action is not incompatible with wisdom. The general tendency that contemplation is superior to action is negated in this verse. It is not necessary to withdraw from active life to give oneself up to the contemplative. Besides, no one can come to contemplation without having exercised the works of active life. प्रथम श्लोक रे ज्ञान कथा कहुला। यही श्लोक रे कर्म को तत्व और शक्ति हृदयंगम कर संपादन करने कहु जो कर्म को कठिन परिश्रम द्वारा करा जाए ताहाको साधना व तपस्या कहा जाए। कर्म सिद्धांतर शक्ति और पराकाष्ठा गीता रे वर्णित होइछि। There are some slokas which are relevant to mantra 2 from the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which I am just reading out. The meaning can be obtained from the book itself. कर्मण्यो ह्यपि बोद्धव्यं बोद्धव्यं च विकर्मणः अकर्मणश्च बोद्धव्यं गहना कर्मणो गति। कर्मण्य कर्मज पश्येत् कर्मणि च कर्मजः स बुद्धिमान् मनुष्येषु संयुक्त कृष्ण कर्मकृत्। Chapter 4 verse 17, Chapter 4 verse 18. त्यक्त्वा कर्म फलासंग नित्यतृप्त निराश्रयः कर्मण्यभिप्रवृत्तोऽपि नैव किंचित् करोति सः। Verse Chapter 4 verse 20. अनाश्रितः कर्मफलं कार्यं कर्म करोति यः स सन्न्यासी च योगी च न निरग्निर्न चक्रियः। Chapter 6 verse 1. नियतं कुरु कर्मत्वं कर्मज्यायो ह्यकर्मणः शरीरयात्रापि च तेन प्रसिद्धे दकर्मणः. Chapter 3 verse 8. तस्मादसक्त सत्तं कार्यं कर्म समाचर असक्तो ह्याचरं कर्म परमाप्नोति पुरुषः. Chapter 3 verse 19. Mantra 3. The denying spirits. असृज्य नाम ते लोकाः अंधेन तमसा वृताः तांस्ते प्रत्याभिगच्छन्ति जे के चात्महनो जनाः. आत्मा को हत्या करुवा मनुष्य सूर्य रहित तमसा अंधकाराच्छन्न लोक को मृत्यु परे बारंबार जानती. डेमोनियक verily are those worlds enveloped in blinding darkness, and to them go after death those people who are the slayers of the self. Explanation. Those who neglect the spirit are destined for the joyless demoniac regions enveloped in darkness. Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 16 describes them. मानव शरीर अन्य समस्त जन्म ठारू श्रेष्ठ एवं परम दुर्लभ अटे. जो मनुष्य अंधकार रूपी तमसावृत अज्ञान द्वारा सर्वत्र आत्मांकर विरुद्धाचरण करे तथा निज प्राण पोषण तत्पर होई पापकर्म रत हुए से राक्षस तथा पिशाच आदि पदवाच्य ही मनुष्य माने अविद्यादि दुख सागर पारी होई पारंती नहीं. से आत्मघाती मनुष्यंकर एही जीवन केवल व्यर्थ जाए नहीं, मृत्यु पर मध्य से माने बार बार पशु कीट पतंग आदि मूढ़जनिर जन्म ग्रहण करी भयंकर नरक जंत्रणा भोग करती. एमाने आत्महत्याकारी अर्थात निजको चिन्हती नहीं, निजर स्वरूप जानती नहीं. एपरिकी मनुष्य होई मनुष्य परि आचरण करते नहीं. आसुरी प्रवृत्तिर वर्णना श्रीमद् भगवद गीता रे एहिपरि अछि. 16 अध्याय. सब श्लोकस फ्रॉम द भगवद गीता व्हिच आर रिलेवेंट. प्रवृत्तिंच निवृत्तिंच जनानां विदुरासुरा न शौचं नापि चाचारो न सत्यं तेषु विद्यते. चैप्टर 17 वर्स 7. चैप्टर 16 वर्स 7. असत्यं अप्रतिष्ठं ते जगदाहुरनिश्वरम् अपरस्पर संभूतं किमन्यत् काम हेतुकम्. चैप्टर 16 वर्स 8. अनेक चित्त विभ्रांता मोहजाल समावृता प्रसक्त काम भोगेषु पतन्ति नरकोषुचो. चैप्टर 16 वर्स 16. तानहं दिशत क्रूरान् संसारेषु नराधमान् क्षिपम्यजस्रमा शुभा नासुरीष्वेव जोनिषु. चैप्टर 16 वर्स 19. आसुरीं जोनिमापन्ना मूढ़ा जन्मनि जन्मनि माम प्राप्येव कौन्तेय ततो जान्त्यधमां गतिम्. चैप्टर 16 वर्स 20. मंत्र 4 वर्स 4. The supreme is immanent and transcendent. अनेजदेकं मनसो जबियो नैन देवा आप्नुवन् पूर्वमर्सत् तद्धावतो ज्ञानत्येति तिष्ठत् तस्मिन्नपो मातरिस्वा दधाति. अर्थ. आत्मा अगतिशील किंतु मन ठारू अधिक बेगरे गति करे. देवता माने तांको बेगरे अतिक्रम करि पारंती नहीं. जो माने तांको सांगरे धांती से सेमानंको ठारू क्षिप्र बेगरे बढ़ंती, किंतु से अचल रही आकाश द्वारा धरा जाइथिबा वायु और जल को धरी रखंती जहा द्वारा जीव बंची रहे. The spirit is unmoving, one swifter than the mind. The senses do not reach it, as it is ever ahead of them. Though itself standing still, it outstrips those who run in it. The all-pervading air supports the activities of the beings. Explanation of Mantra 4. The Supreme is one essence, but has two natures: an eternal immutability and an unceasing change. It is stillness and movement, immovable in itself. All things are moved from it. The unity and manifoldness are both aspects of the life divine. Unity is the truth and multiplicity is its manifestation. The former is known as Vidya and the later is known as ignorance or avidya. आत्मार स्वरूप वर्णना करने को गलाबले पार्थिव भाषा स्थिति पर्याप्त हो उपनिषद एहिपरि परस्पर विरोधी भाषा ताहा प्रकाश करछन्ति. मंत्र 5. तदेजति तन्नेजति तदद्वरे तद्वन्तिके तरन्तरस्य सर्वस्य तदु सर्वस्यासवाह्यतः. आत्मा गति करे गति भी करे नहीं आत्मा दूर आत्मा भी निकट यही जगत और शरीर रे से अंतर रे और बाहर अछंती इट मूव्स एंड इट मूव्स नॉट इट इज फार एंड इट इज नियर इट इज विद इन ऑल this and it is also outside all this. These apparently contradictory statements are suggestive of the struggle that the writer experiences through the limitations of human thought and language. Thought is symbolic, so cannot conceive of the absolute except through negations. Mantra 6. जस्त सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मनैवानुपश्यति सर्वभूतेषु चात्मानं ततो न विजुगुप्नति जे समस्त वस्तु को निज भितर देखे और निज को समस्त वस्तु भितर देखे से आत्मज्ञानी अटे एवं कौन वस्तु व प्राणी को घृणा करे नहीं एंड ही हु सीज ऑल बीइंग्स इन हिज ओन सेल्फ एंड हिज ओन सेल्फ इन ऑल बीइंग्स he does not feel any revulsion by reason of such a view. This verse speaks of the transformation of the soul, its absorption in God, in whom is the whole universe. Unity is the basis of multiplicity and upholds the multiplicity. Mantra 7. जस्मिन् सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मेवा भूत विजानतः तत्र को मोह का शोक एकत्वमनुपश्यत जेतेबेले केही निज आत्मारे बा निज भितरे सब प्राणी बा वस्तुंकर स्थिति उपलब्धि करे ताहार मोह और शोक आदि कहीं रहिबो when to one who knows all beings have verily become one with his own self then what delusion and what sorrow can be to him who has seen the oneness. When the unity is realized by the individual, he becomes liberated from the sorrow, which is product of dualities. When the self of the perceiver becomes all things, there can be no source of disturbance. Mantra 8. Sapajjaga chukramakaya mabrana masna virang suddham apapa viddham kabir banisi परिभूः स्वयंभूर्जाथा तथ्योत्थान विरधाचा स्वतिभ्यः समाभ्यः ही आत्मा सर्वव्यापी उज्ज्वल तेजदीप्त शरीरहीन चिक्कण सूक्ष्म शुद्ध पापशून्य विज्ञानी सर्वज्ञ इंद्रियातीत स्वयंभू जहाँ कहीं जात करी नहीं आत्मा अन्य समस्त सृष्टा मानू से कर्तव्य आवंटन करछंती ही हैज फील्ड ऑल ही इज रेडिएंट बॉडीलेस इनवल्नरेबल devoid of sinews, pure, untouched by evil. He, the seer, the thinker, all-pervading self-existence has duly distributed through endless years the objects according to their natures. Additional explanation of Mantra 4 to 8, which says the Supreme is immanent and transcendent. It is that whose activity sustains all life, on which all causes and effects depend, and in which all this inhere, which is called the thread which supports all the worlds. It is far because it is not capable of attainment by the ignorant, and it is very near to the knowing, for it is their very self. All things and beings are the manifestation of one supreme, which is described through these paradoxes. Rooted in it, all the cosmic forces energize the whole universe. The Upanishad opens with the conception of the God immanent in the world. The Upanishad opens with the conception of the God immanent in the world, asks us to see the creation in God, and does not overlook the fact of a fundamental oneness.